everyone, welcome. My name is Angelica and I am the owner of Stitch Resin Creations. Welcome back. This week's vlog is going to be a challenge, or maybe not a challenge, maybe more like a tribute, I guess. So I'm going to go and do all the patterns that that I had bought or gotten for free, or because I joined her Patreon. This creator is called Allezcrochets, so this is a tribute to Morgan. She makes amazing patterns, and I am part of her Patreon, and I just wanted to go through pretty much, I just felt like it. I wanted to go through all her patterns that I have bought or that are free on her YouTube or that I've gotten from through Patreon. I just wanted to go through all the patterns that I have of hers. If you go to her Etsy shop, she has 45 patterns on her Etsy shop. I do not have 45 patterns. I only have 26 of her patterns. That's crazy because let me check. Let me double check Etsy. I think it's 45. I think she's 45 now. So let's see. So we're going to double check on Etsy and see how many patterns she has. So let's see. This is one of hers. It's easier to find her pattern and then click on her shop afterwards. There it is. That way, because you like click her shop in the browser and it doesn't take you right to her shop. It's weird. I mean, that's with everyone. Apparently she's having a save 10 with the pattern Fun. It expires on August 3rd. So let's see. Crochet patterns. Okay, she doesn't have 45. She has 41 of them on her Etsy shop. So these are all her patterns. And then she has a second page. So she has 41 of them on her Etsy shop. I have more than 26 actually. There's only 26 entries because of, well, I do have the Thanksgiving turkey here. Alright, because of the pup dress up. The pup dress up is actually two separate patterns because she does pup dress up Christmas and then pup dress up Halloween. And then she also has the mini Rex cowboy and then just the cowboy Rex as a separate entry on her Etsy. So you gotta think it's less, it's actually only 40. It's only 40 patterns because one of her entries is the mini cowboy Rex and the cowboy Rex, and then she has cowboy Rex and mini cowboy Rex separately on her Etsy. So it's actually 40 patterns, and I have 27 of her 40 patterns. So not even half of her patterns I have. It's only, well, no, I guess it's a little over half then. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to like, it is a little bit over half. I kind of like want to know like the percentage, like, let's see, so 27 divide by 40. So 67% of her patterns I either have bought, gotten through Patreon, which means I still paid for them, just not as much, or they're free on her YouTube page, which she has a YouTube page, she has an Instagram, and she has a Patreon. I'm not sure if she has TikTok. She probably does. I wouldn't be surprised. But also my TikTok account doesn't work very well on my phone. I don't know why. So just forget about TikTok. Okay, so the thing is, I decided I wanted to do all her patterns that I have. Now we're gonna spin the wheel and see which patterns we're gonna do in order. So this video, I've actually already done 2 of her patterns this week. Wait, not this week, but very recently. So I've already done her Bronchosaurus, her Cowboy Bronchosaurus. So it's right here. Really cute. The hat comes off. The bandana comes off. This can come off. So if you wanted to just sell the Bronchosaurus, all of this can come off. And look at the cute little banana. It's just so adorable. Like, look at the size. It stands up on its own. It was a really good pattern. The only thing I noticed with all our patterns is your attention. So your attention can be different and can really screw up the pattern. So you gotta like be paying attention with her notes when she says make sure increases are located here and here, or her decreases are located here and here. You gotta really focus on that part to get it really right, and that's like the only thing. Other than that, her patterns are well put together. I mean, that's not bad on her. It's just like you have to like focus to make sure you don't accidentally, I think I see cotton on my face, accidentally like mess it up that way. So just follow her instructions. She has a lot of instructions. She has a lot of like anything that's like might be a little confusing, she makes sure she writes it out. She's very good about her patterns, making them. So I mean, and look how cute. And she has like her own niche of very like dressed up or food related things. She's very like, that's her niche, doing dress up stuff and fruit related things. So like little banana, which is really cute and unique towards her. Like I can see why she's been so like popular and stuff. Next I've done after the Cowboy Bronc is the Sus Ostrich. I was looking for a flamingo pattern and I found a few, but I was like, you know, I already have this pattern, so let's just make it a flamingo instead of an ostrich and see how it turns out. And I think it turned out really, really good. This whole pattern was no, I had to sew the beak on. So this part right here had to be sewed on and the wings had to be sewed on, but it was almost no sew. And unfortunately, because of tension, when I did this, the legs were off, so I had to cut the legs off and redo them and sew them on, which was my fault, 100%. It wasn't because of the pattern, it was because I haven't done the pattern before, and I wasn't paying attention that these legs were actually more like here and here, and I should have noticed that, and I didn't. So that was my fault. So just focus on where your leg placements are when you're doing the body to make sure that they are centered, more centered than not. That's all I have to say about this pattern. It turned out really good. I would for sure do this pattern again. It was really easy. It wasn't that hard to do. Like I said, this was sewed on, the wings were sewed on. I also fastened them so they wouldn't move. And just pay attention where you're putting your legs for when you're doing your tension. And yeah, I didn't do the sus eyes, which I can show you guys on Etsy what her pattern really was supposed to look like. I don't particularly, me personally, I mean a lot of people like it, I just don't. I don't like the sus eyes. I'm probably never gonna like the sus eyes. And that's just me, because there's plenty of people out there who love the sus eyes. I just don't, and I probably never will, and probably never do them. And that is just me, and that's just no problem on anyone else. So here's her pattern, and her patterns are pretty well like priced too. They're not that expensive. So here's her sus eyes. Alright, so here's the pattern. So you can see those like sus eyes. They're like balls that poke out of the face. I just don't like them. I prefer not to do that part. So there's her sus ostrich pattern, and I made a cute little flamingo out of it. And also the Brontosaurus. The Brontosaurus was pretty easy. Everything was, it was a no-sew pattern completely. And I mean, it would become no-sew if I decided to sew this on. But that's like the only thing that's sewed on. This is tied on. This was made, and then you just slide it over the body. So literally it was completely no-sew. The next pattern I'm going to be doing is the two-headed dinosaur one. This is her latest pattern that just came out at the end of May, and I'm doing this one right now actually. And I lost Yarn Chicken. I've totally lost Yarn Chicken. I was down to one head. I think that's all I have to do left to finish the one head. It's half done. And I lost Yarn Chicken. And I'm like, oh no. So I don't even know if Walmart carries it. Walmart's the closest place to me. So I'm going to have to try to see if Walmart carries the color that I'm using. And if they don't, I'm going to have to go to Michael's and cross my fingers and hope. But not today, obviously. I can't go all the way to Michael's today. Michael's is like 25 minutes, and going 25 minutes for one thing, it's just, no, it doesn't work out. So I'm going to have to do it like after, right before I do my market this Sunday I mean, or after. So I totally lost Yarn Chicken, which sucks. But let's spin the wheel and see which next 5 patterns I'm going to do, because I'm going to like actually do them and video them for this vlog. I had already made these 2 over here and started on the headless dinosaur before I even thought about doing this vlog challenge. So we're going to keep going, and the next 5 will be put in time-wise, how long it took me, what yarn I use. I'm going to video me doing it and see how many days it takes for me to do it, because I am still a part-time mom and I have a part-time job, so I'm not always crocheting. I have to do family things just as much as well. So let's do the first spin. So the first of the 5 is Larry the Land Turtle Dress Up. So that will be the first. So let me, different color pen. My pen decided not to be working. Okay. I'm going to remove it so it doesn't go again. Sus Ostrich. So I did the flamingo. So I'm not going to do that pattern again because it's pretty much exactly this with just the sus eyes. And like I said, I don't like the sus eyes. So I did do this pattern already, just in a flamingo color and not an ostrich. So we're going to just remove that. Snail Dress Up is going to be the second pattern I do. See where it is on here. Okay. The third pattern is going to be the Splooting Triceratops. next one. It's gonna be the booty bee. Booty, booty, booty bee. Pretty cool. So that's gonna be number 4. Let's see, where is it on my paper? Number 4. And number 5 is going to be this Splooting Lion. Splooting Lion. Splooting Lion. So that is 5. So that is going to be my first 5 that I'm going to do. I can tell you right now, the first 2, the Snail Dress Up and the Larry the Land Turtle, is going to take me the longest because they both have like 9 variations that can go with them. I'm going to have to think if I'm going to do all 9 or if I'm just going to do 2. I have to think about that, so I'll let you know when I start doing that pattern what I plan on doing. We'll just probably play it by ear and see what happens. that I am playing yarn chicken. Like, so I only have a little bit left, but I still have 7 more rows left, and this is all I have left. And I think this is a color that doesn't exist anymore in this line. So I'm really playing yarn chicken here, and I hope I have enough to finish this turtle. Let's find out. Well, I made it with enough to spare. So, woo! So it's finished. I just have to close it, pin it back up in place, and do some eyes. So I just finished the Larry the Land Turtle dress up. So number 1 on this I just blanked challenge video. I did 3. Larry the dress up has like I think 9 different things, so I didn't feel very comfortable just doing 1. I felt like I needed to at least do 3, and I think I'm going to do the same thing on any of the dress ups that are in this challenge. So the first one I did was this cute little blueberry Larry the turtle. So there he is. This pattern was very easy to do. Like I said, Allezcrochets, she makes sure that her patterns are very well put together, that you understand everything that's on there. She even provides videos if there might be some confusion or you need help with certain stitches that you don't understand. So yeah. So there's the blueberry one. And then I made a sunflower one. So here's the sunflower one. He is a little bigger because he's mostly made out of Bernette blanket, while this one was made out of Sweet Snuggles Light. So, Bernette blanket, look how cute he was. Oh, it feels like this one's dirty or something. I'm gonna have to clean that. So there he is. And then I let my daughter choose out of the rest of them what she wanted to do. We had like a rose, a hamburger, pineapple, strawberry, watermelon, like there was other options. She wanted me to do the pizza. I was going to put safety eyes in this one, and then I just kind of got carried away and totally forgot I was going to put safety eyes in this one, so I finished it up without putting safety eyes in it. Oh well, it's embroidered. So here's the pizza. Still have a lot of like fluff I need to take off of it. Here's the pizza. Finished pizza. He's made out of Sweet Snuggles Lace, the green, also the yellow, and then this is Demi Pearl and then Burnett. So he's a mix of different ones, so there you go. Now, I did the breakdown of this one. So I would say this one's just a slightly bigger, and I would say this one's just slightly smaller. So here's my middle range in the last one I did. So I timed how long it took me, and I also weighed the yarn before I did it. So he took 50 grams of green yarn, 17 grams of yellow yarn, 38 grams of peach yarn, 15 of the red, and 8 of the white. So a total of 128 grams of yarn, which leaves 57 grams of polyfill. So I did the math, and I came up the fact that it costs, I was basing this off the Burnett, which was the most expensive that you pay for. And I came up with, sorry, I thought I heard my son yell, but I guess not. I came up with $7.03 for the yarn, and only 63 cents for the polyfill. Can you believe that? This much polyfill that's put into this, and it was only 67 cents. Whatever. So the total of, oh no, $6.40 of yarn, 63 cents for the polyfill. The total of supplies, that's the word I was looking for, was $7.03. I added up how long it took me to make this, and give or take, it took 141 minutes, which turned out to be 2 hours and 35 minutes, which then I broke it down and I did it by how much I want to be paid an hour. So $15 an hour is really preferably, but it just seems like a lot of money once you like do the math and you're like, ooh, I don't know if that would sell for that much, especially in my location. So if I sold it for $15 plus the $7 in supplies, it would be $43.28. I would just sell it for $42. If I charge myself only $10 an hour, it would be $30.53. So I'd only charge myself $30 for the plushie. If I did $12 an hour, it would have been $35.03, which I would just do 35. I have been recently charging tax through my plushies, so I don't like lose the tax. Like the people are paying for the tax instead of me having to pay for the tax out of pocket. So for the 12 an hour, the $35, if I put in the tax, if I use that one, it's going to be $40. So pricing this for $40. If I did the $10 an hour plus tax, it would be $34. And if I did the $15 an hour plus tax, it would be $48. I don't see this ever selling for $48. I don't see me being able to sell this for $48. It seems way too expensive for $48. And that makes me think I priced this wrong. It must be at the very bottom. Hold on. I don't know where his head is right now, but you guys probably have seen this in a past video. I'm charging $51 for this with tax. To charge $48 for this and $51 for this means I need to be charging like he's like at least half the size bigger than this. So if I'm charging $48 for this, I should be charging like $80 for this. I just don't see anyone buying anything for $80. I don't know, my location in Ocala, maybe I should try and I just haven't tried. But I feel like I should be charging at least $70 now for this. If I was really charging $48 for this. I don't usually count how many hours it takes me to make something. I just kind of look at it and be like, the size, let's charge it for this. Like, I just base it off how much I think I can get out of it from just looking at it, from people who would be willing to pay for it. So I really don't know how much I'm going to charge for these. It's definitely bigger than a loaf cat. I do like $25 for the loaf cats. I'm just surprised it only took me 2.5 hours. Like, I might need to start timing all my plushies now on, because it's not taking as long as I thought it was taking me. Only 2.5 hours? That's not that bad at all. It feels like it takes like a whole day, it seems like, because I'm not just sitting there and doing straight through. I like to come back and go, come back and go. I have kids. I just don't have that to just sit there, you know? But I feel like it was way longer than that today. I don't know. So, I don't know. I might be okay selling this for see, $10 an hour. That's really undercutting myself. I don't know. And people are going to look at this and see like the size difference and be like, why is that still the same price? It's like smaller. Well, because it took the same amount of time, took the same amount of yarn, you know? I think I'm going to charge, see, the $35 is, I would charge $35 for this. And that's the $12 an hour, but that's before tax. With tax, it's like $40. And I don't see people paying $40 for this. So I either charge $35 and lose the tax and just have to pay that out of pocket, which then I still lose money. Be like me charging only $30. I guess I think I will put $40, see if they sell, give it 3 or 4 markets, and see how people react and if they actually buy it for $40. I think that's the best thing. And if people like, I sell out quickly, like they sell quickly, then maybe I should charge $48. I think that's what I'm going to do. Charge $40 and charge $48 if they end up selling quickly. If not, then I might bring it down to $34. I don't know. I think that's too... No. $40. If they sell quickly, I'll do $48. That's my final decision. Alright, next on our list, the second that was rolled through the beginning of this video on the, I want to say pie graph wheel, I guess, was the snail dress up. The snail dress up is just like the turtles. It has all the same themes. It's just a snail. So I think I will probably not do, I will not do the pizza. I would not do the blueberry, and I'm not going to do the sunflower for the snail. I'm going to choose 3 new different ones. So let's get to the snail dress up. Alright, so next is going to be the dress up snail, and I am going to be doing the strawberry shell cover version first. So let's get started. So the first one is done. So we got the strawberry snail dress up. Alright everyone, so I did finish the two-headed dragon on Allezcrochets pattern. Obviously that's what this challenge is for. I did finally finish it. I did end up having to go to Michael's. Walmart did not have the yarn. I had to go to Michael's, and I bought the exact same brand and color, but the skein line apparently is a little bit darker. So you can just barely see the change. So it's just slightly darker than this one. But it's only this little bit right here. So hopefully it's not that noticeable, especially with this dark color coming through here. You can't really tell. It was all pretty much no-sew, if I remember right. So the wings got put in, the horns. I feel like the horns were the only things you had to sew on. Yeah, so horns you had to sew on. Those are the only things you had to sew on. Everything else was worked in to the dragon. It was a really good pattern. It's well written. I would definitely do this pattern again. So there you go. And I think I'm going to sell this for $51. So this is the last pattern that I did for this one, for the 5 plushies that I'm doing. And this one is the Dress Up Snail blog, which you obviously have seen already. So this is the first one I did. So I made him, this one's the strawberry one out of dark colors. Dark pink with this like lighter pink on it. And then the backpack goes on. You know, you would think it'd be easier, but they're all kind of a little snug, which I mean, makes it where they don't fall off easily, but you gotta kind of wrestle these shells on for sure. So there's that one. Then I did a daisy one. So green, tan shell, daisy top. So there that one goes. Look how cute. And then I did this fruit dragon one, which is, my daughter picked this one out. This is the one she picked out. So it's purple with pink shell and then dragon fruit hood or top or book bag or whatever you want to call it. Get that one on there. This one's a little stiffer because it's all made out of burnet, like the top of the shell. So there's that one. Right? So this pattern was pretty easy. Like I said before, all her patterns are easy to follow. She has a lot of like help descriptions and videos that you can watch if you're confused on anything. The only thing I don't like about the pattern is that it's small. So this is still pretty small. I don't know. It seems small, but I guess it's as big as the fruit ducks are. I would say it's about the same size as the fruit ducks, and I pay $25 for the fruit ducks. And there's just like this extra bit. You got this body, and then you got the shell underneath, and then you're doing pretty much a second shell on top. So I did the math, and it took me about 2 hours to make this one. It took $3.78 for the yarn costs, and then 22 cents for the polyfill costs. So supplies cost $4 to make this, and it took me 2 hours. So if I did 2 hours times $12 an hour plus 4 for supplies, is $28. So that's $28. Or if I do 2 hours times $10 an hour plus the $4 supplies, that's $24 an hour. Now I have 24 or 28. It's not that bad. I would charge 28 for this. This is, I would say 28. Yes, I would be okay with charging that. But I have to think about tax, because I've been putting tax into my plushie prices, so I didn't have to pay out of pocket for tax or charge them extra on top of that with tax. I mean, which means they would still be paying the full price with tax anyways, but I don't know. So the 28 one, the $12 an hour one, tax for $28 is $4. So it'll be $32. While the $10 an hour one for 24, tax is $3 for $24. So that'd be only $27. So should I charge $27 for these, or should I charge $32 for these? I think $32 might be too much for these. I don't know. I think it's less likely they're going to sell at that price. So I'm going to go for $27 for right now. And if you guys think I could probably sell these for $32, let me know in the comments, because that'd be really appreciated. Same thing with the land turtles. If you think I could sell those for more, that would be great too. Which price do you think I should sell those for? I think I'm selling them for $38. I think is the price I put on them. I don't know. I mean, obviously at the beginning of the video, you will see. So should I put 32 or should I put 27 for these? How much would you pay for one of these snails? I mean, like I said, it's almost as big as the fruit hat ducks. I mean, they're a decent size, and you got to think about it. You're like getting the snail, and then you're getting this extra part that goes on it to change the look of it. So it's like 2 snails in one. So if you think about it like that, like, is it really worth the $32? Let me know. So that's the end of this video. I will be doing another 5 patterns. At the beginning of the video, I did do the wheel, and technically I picked 5 patterns out of that wheel, and I've only done 2. But I've also already done the Brontosaurus, Cowboy Brontosaurus. I've also already done the 2-headed dragon, and I also already done the ostrich sus, which I made into a flamingo. So those are all technically patterns I just done recently. And I think those, when I was doing those, is what made me decide to do this market challenge, crochet challenge with Allezcrochets patterns. And I decided to do that after I was already almost done with the 2-headed dragon. So I already made the Cowboy Bronx and the flamingo, so, and the dragon pretty much. So I didn't actually like see how much yarn I used, and I didn't see how long it took me. So I'm probably underpricing all 3 of those, but one day I will probably get around to making them again, and then we'll truly see how much I should be charging them for and stuff like that. But yeah, so this is the 5th pattern in this challenge, and I hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, subscribe so you can follow me for future videos, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.